Hello everyone, I hope you're all well. Welcome to this week's stream. I'm really sorry I obviously haven't streamed for the past couple of weeks, but I've just been all over the place, extremely busy. I've started a new job and everything like that, so I was trying to readapt my weeks basically to fit that in. But I am streaming this week and next week as well. Tonight's stream is all going to be about A-level results day, which obviously is tomorrow, and next week will be for GCSE results day. So whether you're here for A-levels or GCSEs, that's what we're going to do this evening. I am going to answer some of your questions, so what I'd like you to do is in the chat, if you have any questions, concerns, anything that you're worried about, then send them through and I'm going to answer them throughout the stream. And I'm just going to be talking you through what I'm doing this evening. Obviously, if you're here for A-level results day, then we've all had GCSE results day in the past, but I guess this year is quite different to GCSE results day because this year we didn't actually sit the exam. So yeah, no one really knows what to expect, but I'm going to give you my best advice and everything like that, and kind of just talk you through it. If you see me looking elsewhere, it's because I've got the chat coming through on my computer at the same time, just because it disappears pretty quickly on my phone. But I hope you're all well. Let me know kind of what exams you were meant to have sat, so what A-levels did you do. If you want to share what you're hoping for, then feel free to do that here. And fingers crossed my internet continues to work. So at 5 o'clock I'm going to start answering your questions, just because obviously that's when I said the stream will start, so I'll just give it a couple more minutes for a few more people to join. But yeah, just start sending your questions really, and I'll get ready to answer a couple of them in a minute basically. But I thought I'd just obviously get this going like I do every week, just to make sure people are here and my internet's working, because we have such awful issues at the moment. My new internet is coming next week, which I'm so excited about. We literally had the other day no internet for a whole day, which was when I was meant to do, I think it must have been last Wednesday actually, then when I was meant to do my stream on friendships and relationships and everything like that, which I then couldn't do. But yeah, next Tuesday new internet is coming, so fingers crossed next Wednesday's stream will just run extremely smoothly. But we've just had no internet, times we've had no water, you know, everything's just been a bit of a nightmare really. But yeah, I'll just give it another minute for a couple of people to join. I can see a few more of you popping up here. This stream will be going on for about half an hour or so. So get yourself a drink because it's extremely hot. I've got some water in here. I actually got this cup in Starbucks on Monday when I went up to London to see my friends, Laura Medley, Rhiannon Clark and our friend Emily. Me and Rhiannon ended up getting these cups in Starbucks when we were waiting for the trains back. So yeah, I think it's really pretty. I mean, I don't drink tea or coffee or anything, but just have water and it's pretty nice. I have like plain one of these, and then I've got the actual plastic looking one that looks like one of the ones with the straw and everything. But I think we're going to get going now because it is 5 o'clock. So first of all, I want to say good luck to everyone who is getting results tomorrow, who are getting results tomorrow. And if you're not, but you're just here anyway, then thank you so much for joining. I really, really appreciate it. It means a lot. Please do leave that thumbs up. Yes, so hello. I'm going to try and scroll back through the chat. Thank you so much to Tiger Master 333. Thank you for saying good luck. Hello, David. I'm really sorry if I pronounced names wrong or anything, but Hari said, do you think A-levels or GCSEs will get downgraded? 100%. I think they will get downgraded, but I think if we follow Scotland, then things will get upgraded. I just think people sometimes don't perform well throughout the year and they can really pull it out of the bag at the last minute, and some teachers will be aware of that and some teachers really aren't. So I do think some people are going to be downgraded. I also think it really depends on the school and the area you live in, which is unfortunately the worst thing possible, to have that affecting you, but it does happen. You know, if you go look at a private school in a top area, they're probably going to come out with very different results to a normal state school, college, whatever. But that's just my opinion, and I think a lot of people kind of feel the same. There is some bias there, you know, obviously it's completely different teaching and everything like that. But yeah, to sum it up, I do think they will get downgraded, but I'm hoping then you have that opportunity for them to be upgraded. I was reading today, obviously you get your marks, and if you're not happy, the appeal process you can go through now includes your mocks rather than sitting the exams, because I've said I don't really want to go sit the exams after not doing anything for 6 months. I just don't think I would, I'd perform very well, you know, and I wouldn't get, you know, if I got an A tomorrow and I wanted to actually sit the exam, have an A star or whatever, I don't think I'd end up getting it unless I did some extreme work or something, just because to be out of education for 6 months and not have done a thing, it's a bit tough. But yeah, from what I've been reading, if you're able to appeal using your mocks and stuff, that does offer some positive for a lot of people. TKK said, do you think that England will follow Scotland in upgraded grades? So yeah, I do. I think Boris will be looking at this thinking, well, if Scotland's done it, I've got to do it. You know, I feel like he's always in a bit of competition with Scotland and Nicola Sturgeon, and I just think if he doesn't follow, he's going to get a lot of hate for it and he's going to freak out. Same with Gavin Williamson. You know, they're all kind of starting to make these excuses and U-turns, going, oh, quick mock grades, so let's just throw anything out to try and cover ourselves. So I do think they will follow Scotland if they need to. Thank you, Nina, for not going shopping and coming to join me. Hania Iqbal said, how would you prefer the night before GCSE results? I'm going to obviously cover that next week, but in terms of GCSEs, just have a very chill night. I think A-Levels is a little bit more worrying because a uni place for a lot of people depends on these grades. So I will cover everything GCSE related next Wednesday at 5 p.m, so same time. Thank you, Holly, for saying good luck. Hannah says, how do you feel about tomorrow? I'm in some very mixed opinions, and I hate to say this, but I am not worried about not getting into university. And I know it sounds really big-headed and everything, and I hate saying it, but the reason for that is because I need BBC to get into uni, and I know I'm way more capable than that, and I've never, you know, if you look at my grades, they've been ATR and A's, so they haven't been as low as that. I think pretty much like maybe the first exam I did at college back in September 2018 or something, but you know, so I hate saying it, but I think a lot of people worry they're not going to get into university. My worry is I'm not going to get the grades that I wanted and that I actually was capable of. I'm hoping my teachers have looked at it and the discussions that we've had before, even because I was very lucky actually. My college sat on the 18th of March, and the Monday and Tuesday we had off because we had one-to-one meetings with our teachers, and we discussed about the fact that I wanted A stars. They all said I was capable of it. So whether or not they've remembered that conversation, we will find out tomorrow. But I'm feeling all right. Like I said, I just really want to know now what I've got, and I want to know if I'm going to have to appeal. And also I think I want to know what my EPQ was, because that we didn't get a predicted grade for. I think they just put everyone as an A or something because some unis required a predicted grade. But I have no clue. Absolutely no idea how that went. So that's kind of why I'm actually excited to see. I want to know what that came out as in the end. I'm not going to get it remarked or anything if I'm not happy. I just don't care about that anymore. But, you know, it was enjoyable. I'm glad I did it. But, yeah, I'm kind of interested to know. Sorry. TM says, what course are you planning to do and what's your firm choice? I'm planning to go and study criminology with quantitative research methods at Bristol. I have no insurance choice, so it's Bristol or nothing tomorrow. Nina says, some people are saying they are going to uni and still do the exams. What for? If, from what I've read, and if I've understood this correctly, if you decide that you want to sit the exams, not a lot of unis will keep your place for you. So a lot of universities have said if you want to go sit the exams, you're going to have to defer for a year or reapply next year. I may be wrong. There may be some universities which have said, no, you can do both. But from what I've understood, you can't do both, which I think affects a lot of people. I know Oxford had said to people like, oh, if you weren't happy with one, you'd have to sit all 3 exams. It all just sounded like a nightmare. So yeah, I may have got that completely wrong, so please don't hold me to that. But from what I've understood, you can appeal, because we got an email from UCAS this afternoon and it said if you want to appeal, so technically if you got into uni with your grades, great, but you can still appeal, then act as if you're going to uni because technically you've got in. But they said if you're going to sit the exam, that's when there's a different story, and that's when you need to check with the university, because you may have actually technically got the grades to get in and everything like that, and it's a personal decision to sit the exam, if that makes sense. So I think tomorrow, if that is on the back of your mind, do check with your university, or if you're going on to an apprenticeship, internship, anything like that, obviously check with them. Karina says, I hope it's not just 3 predicted because they never change them, even if you've improved a lot, and mocks are just unfair, so I hope it's a mix of everything. That is very true. I think my college, we got predicted grades when we joined, which were based off our GCSEs, and back then mine were 3 A's, which I was pretty content with, to be honest. And then throughout the year, obviously I improved. We did mocks and I came out with 3 A stars. Obviously, if you've been here for a while, you would have seen that video. And then those were kind of forming predicted grades, because that was literally like sitting at paper. We did papers they'd sat the previous year. But I know my college was very good with people. So say we then got to December time, because even if, I think they set the grades like that because there was a lot of people who obviously needed to apply, like I did for Cambridge, for Oxford, for medicine, for those kind of early applications. And then in by December we did like another set of mocks and things like that. So then they were able to change people's predicted grades even if they had improved, because they didn't have to send their application off to uni obviously until January. Obviously a lot of people did it in November, but they could then speak to their teachers about that. And even in March, people were saying their predicted grades were being changed by their teachers, even though it didn't really have much effect at that point. The teacher was saying to them, I think you are capable of more, and you know, there was some flexibility here. So yeah, fingers crossed, you know, it is a mix. I think especially with mocks, you know, some schools set you papers that they've made themselves, some schools set you papers that have been sat previously. All the mock papers I did were papers that have been sat in the summer or autumns or whatever it was by students, and then we use those grade boundaries. Whereas I know, like when I was at my school doing GCSEs, they would make the paper, they would choose their grade boundaries, and that's just not fair when you're then comparing those sorts of things. So yeah, me too, I hope it is a mix of everything if that's going to happen. How are you celebrating results day? Good luck, by the way. Thank you, Jasmine. I'm hopefully going out with my friends tomorrow evening, down to seafront and that, but obviously it's weather dependent because I have just seen it's meant to pour with rain all evening. So we will obviously see. I would like to go out and actually celebrate. I think the initial plan was obviously if things are normal, everyone would go out to the pub or clubbing or something like that. Not sure I'd want to go clubbing in this heat for a start, but you know, obviously this is a bit different, but thinking about the fact maybe that, you know, you can go out and everything like that, probably try and go somewhere outdoors and, you know, just have a good evening together, really. This is the last time we'll probably get a lot of people together. Our college obviously wants to do a big event, but they can't take over, you know, 1,000 people in. It's just not possible. So I think they've got things online, but, you know, yeah, we're just going to do our own thing. Sorry if you've already said this on your channel, but would you be able to remind us all where you're hoping to study and where? So yeah, Bristol and criminology with quantitative research methods. Libby said, my school marched really strictly on mocks to make everyone work harder towards the real thing. Libby, yes, my school for GCSEs did that. They thought that if you did really badly in the mocks, it would scare you, and then it would push you to do really well in the real thing. And now I think that kind of thing is going to backfire on people. So, you know, I hope they've got to remember that. I think hopefully the teachers, when they were predicting these grades, realise that. But again, if you want to appeal and your mock grades weren't the greatest, then you're a bit stuck. I'm not really sure what's going to happen there. Hannah said, I was ill at the time, my mocks didn't perform very well, so obviously hoping my grades tomorrow are higher than those grades for my mocks. Yeah, that's completely understandable, and I think if you do decide to appeal or something, they should take that into consideration, like how you were during the times of mocks, that you were ill, that should be taken into consideration. Even now, when they were predicting your grades, they should take things like that into consideration. You know, if this was normal and you set your A-levels this summer and you were ill, they'd class that as an extenuating circumstance, and that would be obviously made note of, and universities would be informed of that. So yeah, I mean, I really do hope they've done this sensibly and they've taken a mix. I've read a computer was doing some of it, and I just think that's, I mean, I said this to someone else and they were like, oh, well, your grades are normally done by a computer, and like, fair enough, but you've actually sat a paper. Whereas this year, if it's been done by a computer based on like previous grades and things like that, I don't think it's very fair, because your computer doesn't know how much you've progressed or what you're like as a person or anything like that. So let's just hope it's not all been a bit messed up or anything like that, and that we get some good grades out of it. Are your results being emailed to you? No, we're getting them online. Obviously my college has got like the system where our grades usually go anyway. So I've got to log in at 8 o'clock in the morning, so I think I'm going to get my results first and then log into Track. I mean, the email comes through from Track at 8 anyway. Probably wake up at 7, just because last year my friends who'd done further maths, they obviously got their A-level last year, and they tried logging into the system for college to get their grades, and it completely crashed. And I remember when we were getting our mock results I was actually on a geography trip and we were all sat in this cafe trying to get them up, and it just crashed. So I'm going to try and get in there nice and early and just hope for the best, you know. I really hope that something doesn't go wrong, because I'm not waiting another hour or something to get my results. I'll be too impatient by that point. So yeah, trying to log into my college system tomorrow to get them. Uni says, what are you doing this evening or tomorrow morning to relax for results? Oh, sorry, that's my cat. This evening I'm just chilling out, just gonna watch YouTube, a bit of Netflix. I'm just trying not to think about it really. Obviously I'm sat here doing this live stream, which probably isn't the best, but I feel like this space has got to be nice and cool, you know, nice and chill. Everyone just needs to take a chill pill. If things like these articles and the news keep circulating and scaring you, just completely mute it. You know, you can literally mute the hashtag on Twitter if you're worried. I'm the kind of person who's not really fazed by these things. I think all these articles right now, you can't trust any of them, even the BBC. You know, I was watching on Results Day last week for Scotland. Was there anything really positive, and then it went really negative, and it's like, well, you can't trust the news right now, can you? Obviously, being a media student, I know that. But yeah, this evening, just having a nice evening. Gonna eat some dinner, watch TV, maybe a bit of YouTube, things like that. I was trying to watch Vampire Diaries on Netflix, because I've never really stuck at it, and even today I was like, oh, I can't. So I watched the Eurovision film, which was alright. I found it a bit odd, but yeah, if you've got any Netflix suggestions for anyone, then feel free to send them in. And then tomorrow morning I will probably wake up, like I said, at 7. I'm going to try and get a good night's sleep, even if I go to bed, I don't know how late because of the heat. I'm going to try and get some sleep, and then yeah, obviously I've put an alarm on already for 7 o'clock, and in the morning I'm just going to take it chill. I think on GCSE results day I actually woke up really early and went and looked at all the grade boundaries and started writing down how many marks I needed, so I knew if I got a grade and I was close enough to a grade boundary and I wanted to appeal, whatever. But this year you don't have to worry about any of that. So in the morning I'm just going to chat with all my friends, because I'm sure we will all be awake, and then I'm going to set up my computer and just keep refreshing the page. So yeah, I hope you get the results you want. Good luck. Thank you very much. Are you going to share your results on your platform? Are you going to upload a video on your results? So I'm hoping to. I don't know if I'll film a live reaction, just because that's obviously pressure. You know, I'm not going to be setting up a camera, and if the camera's not working, I don't care if the camera doesn't work, I'm getting my results. But I will try and film a video at some point in the day, and whether that'll be up tomorrow or Friday, whatever, I will try and get a video up, just because I never got around to doing one for GCSEs, and yeah, GCSE results day was a whole mess because I had the Daily Mail come to the house and it was just a whole nightmare really. But yeah, I'm going to try and get some form of video up. Like I said, whether that's tomorrow or Friday, I will get some video up. But you probably will find out on Twitter first, to be honest with you, because I do love tweeting out on there. Straight onto track, don't care what I get as long as I get in. I think that is the case for a lot of people. Some people are worried about getting into uni, some people are worried about what they get. So yeah, you got to do what you want to do. But track emails anyway your results. I think track opened last year at 7:30, so you know, either way I'll just go on whichever one's open first. So I mean, as soon as I get that email through, we're sorted. What uni do you have as firm as insurance? I've got Bristol as firm, and I don't have an insurance because Bristol was my lowest offer. And I spoke to my tutor and he was like, there's literally no point putting in insurance that's going to be higher, because you wouldn't even get the insurance then, you know what I mean? It's the same. My offer to me is like having an unconditional in that sort of sense. So like if you had an unconditional, obviously you don't need to put a insurance choice. So yeah, that's kind of what we're going with. If you've never watched Fresh Meat, I highly recommend, since you're going to uni. Yeah, I think I've watched a couple of episodes of that, but I might check that out. I think it's got Joe Whitehall in it, the girl from something else that I watched, what was it, Wild Child, In Between His Guys. So yeah, I might do that. Do you think if your course is on clearing, you're likely to get in, even if you're slightly off? I think so. UCAS said that universities are often quite lenient, especially if you just miss a grade. They can obviously see how many marks you got, I believe. So, you know, if they look at it, you're close enough to the grade boundary. But otherwise, yeah, just try through clearing, you know. You can already sign up tonight. Well, you could for a long time. So I know when I went onto Bristol's website to actually get information about next term and everything like that, you could sign up for clearing so you can get notifications. A lot of unis will contact you themselves. So if you're worried about that, just go tonight and sign up to loads of universities' websites for clearing notifications and everything like that. I don't have an insurance either because my firm grade is high. Yeah, exactly. If your firm grade's high enough and, you know, you're not going to have anything lower, then there is really no point. Have you got your accommodation sorted at Bristol? So I applied back in June. We had to apply for 9 places, which was ridiculous, and I had this awful dream last night that I got put in a really bad one. So let's just hope that doesn't happen. But obviously tomorrow we find out if we got in, and then next Thursday the 20th we get an email to say which accommodation we had been given, and then we have like a few days to confirm it all. So it is a bit annoying. I kind of would like to know tomorrow what accommodation I've got, but I think the reason they do this is because of people who come through clearing or come through as an insurance choice. They've still got to apply for accommodation. They haven't been able to do that yet, so I think that's only fair. They have to then allocate them kind of what's left. What does an unconditional offer mean to sixth form or college? An unconditional offer is given out by the university, and basically it says whatever grades you get at A level you'll be let in, so you don't have to meet specific entry requirements. You just need to basically get 3 A levels or whatever it is. I know people who have literally got a U in A level and they had an unconditional and they still got in, so I think it's pretty much just the fact that you sat the exams, but you know what I mean. Can you do an extra year of sixth form if you're not happy with your results? I think some places are saying yes, some places are saying no, so I think you'd need to speak to your sixth form or college personally. I don't know what my college's stance on that is. I think if you decide, yeah, I want to sit the exams because of your mock results or whatever it is, then your college should be able to do that and they should be able to offer it to you. But you have to remember, like, these colleges don't have the space, they don't have the funding for it either. So, yeah, you need to speak to them really. I think a lot of them are obviously trying to do something if they can. I think if you were going to say, okay, I'm going to sit the exams the following summer, they may look at it. But like I said, just speak to them. So I need BBC for Bristol, Yasmin. Why don't you choose Exeter or Birmingham? I didn't even look at Birmingham. It was just never a consideration of mine. And Exeter, I went to look, it was the first uni I went to look at, and the course was very interesting. I was looking at doing a combined course with sociology. And then I think it was just the fact I wasn't a fan of the accommodation, but also Exeter was so far out from the actual city. Like, the city was very nice in itself, but the university was like 20-25 minutes on a bus out, and I kind of just decided that I wanted to be in a city at a city uni, not like London, but you know, like Manchester, Bristol, Cambridge, Oxford. They're all like in cities, they're not campus unis, so that's kind of what put me off Exeter. I mean, I don't have anything else bad to say. Like, it is a really good uni, it's very reputable. I mean, for my course it was very highly ranked, so I don't have an issue that side of it. Just the actual place itself was not for me, so that's the only reason why. Do you think you'll get in? Fingers crossed. I mean, I'm hoping so. If I don't get in, I'm going to be very upset and panicked because I have no other option. So yeah. What's your room decor theme going to be for uni? Well, Nina, I actually don't know yet because I've done all the kitchen shopping. That kind of theme is red utensils pretty much, just because I thought, well, then I'll know they're mine. In terms of room decor, I'm waiting to see what room I get because some of them were like green, some were yellow, some were red, and obviously I don't want to buy stuff that's then gonna, like, if I went and bought like blue bedding for instance and I had like a green room, I just don't think it's gonna look right. So I'm waiting to find out what room I've got because then I can look at the pictures online and see. Same with the bathroom, because I saw like towels that I wanted, and then I thought, actually, if my bathroom is a really weird colour, that ain't gonna match, and I quite like things to match. So I'll probably end up buying white bedding, to be honest, like I've got behind me now. But yeah, my room decor theme, I've already bought plants. You know, I've got so many of these IKEA ones already. I think you can see a plant hanging out in the background over there. Can't point to it, but you know what I mean. I've got plants, like fake plants scattered all over the room, so I bought more for uni. But I have no idea what kind of theme I'm going for. I'm just going to wait till I've got my room and kind of then see what colour scheme I've got, really. How far is Bristol from you? I think it's about a 3-hour drive. I mean, obviously it's traffic dependent. Train's about 3 hours as well. You can get direct though, at least, so that's alright. I'm thinking plants, but there's only like one pic on the Kent website, so I won't know what colour. That is true. I think just get green plants, to be honest, and you're safe. And white bedding. You can't really go wrong there. What is your uni doing for freshers? I actually don't know. I mean, a bit more communication would be great. No, I think because they've obviously pushed back the term dates and everything like that, they're still trying to figure it out. They've said that there will be some form of freshers. Whether that's more virtual and online is looking likely. The student union's trying to organise things. I already bought one ticket, which was for the freshers. I was at Prism basically in Bristol, but that's refundable if it doesn't go ahead or anything like that. So I'm not buying any of these other wristbands. I just don't see the point right now because it's not going to go ahead. The clubs are not going to be opening for a very long time by the looks of it. So yeah, I think a lot of it's going to be online. A lot of the time they've said we may quarantine with our flat for 2 weeks, which, I mean, I don't have a problem with that, but at the same time, you know, it's going to be very interesting. So I think once results day is passed, once they've given you the accommodation, then they'll probably start telling us stuff of freshers and move-in dates, because they want us to move in over a longer period of time because of obviously everything going on. So are you planning on doing a uni haul video? Yeah, I am. It's going to be a very long video. I don't know how interesting it's going to be, like, here's my knife and fork, whatever. But like I said, once I know what my room is like, because obviously I don't know if I need a double bed, single bed, anything like that, then I will do the haul. So it probably won't be, I'll find out next week, so probably the week after, maybe end of August, early September time, I'll do that. I still haven't bought stationery. Like, this is crazy. This time last year I was doing my stationery haul videos, and they're literally my favourite videos, and I'm like, hang on, do I actually need stationery? Because A, I bought a load for A-levels that I haven't used, and B, like, most of the stuff I think I'm going to do is on my Mac. But if I do buy stationery, I'll probably do a little stationery haul, because, you know, a back to school haul is my favourite thing of the year. But I won't be doing like a what's in my school bag, because I just don't know right now. I think those sorts of videos will have to come later on. But yeah, I will be doing like a big uni haul with everything, like all the kitchen stuff, bathroom, bedroom. Whether or not it's interesting, who knows. I probably won't do a moving in vlog, just because I don't want people to know which accommodation I'm in, moving into or anything like that. But, you know, probably do a room tour at some point if I can or whatever. But yeah. Are you from London? No. The people in my chat really think these freshers clubs are happening. I don't even think they'll be moved to Jan, just cancelled. Yeah, that is fair. I think, who knows when the clubs are going to open, because as much as I would like to go for New Year or something, I just don't see it happening. And I know in like other countries they've opened up and then they've been closed again and everything like that. I think they will just end up cancelling these events, especially because I think when you get into next year, you can't really call it freshers anymore, can you? And then people are like, oh, it's winter and everything, so yeah, I'm not really sure what's going to happen with them. I think we'll just get refunded the money. It's quite funny because Boohoo Man's like partnered with the big freshers event this year, and I was like, well, don't really see the point because this ain't gonna happen. I love uni haul videos no matter the length. They're the main videos I've been watching recently. Yeah, that is true. I've been going back and watching a lot of people's haul videos of like when they moved in, people's videos of them saying, this is what I bought and this is what I actually used, which I found quite helpful, because I think there was things on my list that I thought, actually I'm not going to use this myself, or there's things that I didn't even think about, you know, things like you just have around the house, like scissors, potato mashers, things to cook with, you know, you just have it in your house, you don't think about buying all of them. So yeah, I've been watching them too, so I will get uni content out eventually. It's like on my list of videos. That's why at the moment I've just been like in a limbo basically, because going back to school is obviously a lot easier, but going to uni is a little bit different, and it's obviously a lot later on in the year. I tried filming a clothing haul earlier because I got sent some clothes, and wow, I had to give up. Like, I was like, no, I can't film the rest of this today. I'll just film the whole thing the other day because it was just too hot. So I'm hoping next week it's cooling down a bit. I've got a £200 IKEA wish list. How much was your kitchen stuff? My kitchen stuff was under £100, so I bought the majority of it in IKEA, and then I got some pans, like pots and pans, and just a couple other things like a measuring bowl and jug in Wilko's. I actually found afterwards that a lot of the stuff in Wilko's was cheaper than what I paid for in IKEA, but I think just because we were at IKEA, we'd obviously driven up to Croydon, you know, there was a journey in itself. We were there, made sense, so yeah, I would say what you need to do is obviously make a wish list. That's probably a bright idea because IKEA didn't have everything. And then also do look at places like Wilko's because they have some really, really cheap stuff. Annie says, do you think GCSE and A-level results will work out or be a disaster? I'm so scared for my GCSEs next week. Who knows, okay? I hope they'll be alright. I think it's going to be a bit of a 50-50. For most people, it'll be alright. Some people might be a disaster. It might be the other way around, where for a lot of people it's a disaster and most people it's okay, or whatever it is. But I just hope maybe they've got their act together. Right now, my college is inputting the results onto the system because we've got emails to say the system's gone down for 4 o'clock. So I can't even log in to like see if they've done a mistake. but fingers crossed it goes all right. If we're not able to complete coursework after school shut, will we not get a calculated grade? I don't know, because we were told anything that we did since lockdown doesn't count, because I had to do a mock paper at home and that actually doesn't count towards my grade, because obviously it's sat at home, which I think is fair enough, because, you know, you easily could have cheated on it, could have used the internet, whatever. I mean, personally, I did probably take longer than I should have done for it, but that's just because I had to print it out, and, you know, you're sat at home, you're not in a proper hall. I was getting distracted, I could hear sounds, obviously everyone was at home, it's lockdown. But luckily I finished all my coursework in December, so I had media coursework, geography coursework, and my EPQ all due in December. It was a crazy time. Then was also preparing for a Cambridge interview, so that month was wild. So I think if you didn't finish stuff, they have to take into consideration all the stuff that you did before, and then if you hadn't finished things, they'd have to like look at, well, where would you have placed, basically. A lot of questions again saying, what are you studying, what's your firm? So I'm just going to say this for the last time. I'm sorry if you've just joined. I might just put it in the chat. I'm going to study at Bristol, hopefully studying criminology with quantitative research methods. Are you going in for results or getting them emailed? Again, I think I mentioned this earlier. I am getting them on an online system that my college uses, and then they're posting them to us during the week anyway, just because you need a piece of paper, but there's just too many of us, you know, to manage over 1,500 people to go in and pick them up. It's just not possible with the circumstances. Usually we'd get them online anyway and then go in, but you can't do that. So yeah, we're getting them online at 8 AM. Why did you choose to apply for criminology? This is a really good question, actually. I think just because I had a real interest in crime, because we were studying that in sociology, and I think that kind of, we were studying youth subcultures. If you did OCR, maybe you did the same options, and then we also did crime and deviance, and I just found it really interesting. I think also this perspective side of it, where different people had different reasons for crime, and my kind of big interest is learning about like why people want to commit crime, what's actually in place. I also did a whole EPQ on knife crime, so I just think there was just so many interests there. And I want to go into a job where you help people, and, you know, I think this is like a good step. And criminology, the course I'm going to do with the research methods, it's in that sense with those research. So you then look at things like the media, and also with the criminology course, you've got aspects of sociology, a bit of geography in there, social policy. So it was like a very varied course, and yeah, it was really interesting. What can you get out of the degree? So for a start, you get a really good skill set. You get I think I'm going to need a Bachelor's of Science. I can obviously opt to do a fourth year and get a Master's if I want, but because it's a Bachelor's of Science rather than Bachelor's of Arts, it kind of appealed to me. That's kind of what I wanted. There's a lot of maths involved, which I also kind of wanted, because I low-key missed maths a bit. But for a start, you get a really good skill set out of it. You can also do a work placement over 8 weeks in the summer or whatever. So again, that's work experience, can help with future employment. But I just think because the degree covers so many different angles and so many different topics, when employers are looking at that, they can see you've studied a whole range of stuff. And initially I was going to study media when I wanted to do media, but that limited me. But obviously criminology, those kind of skills, the analysis, everything like that can then be applied to a whole variety of stuff. And I just think the whole aspect of it is extremely interesting. Whether I go down the crime route or something else, I've got options here. Do you know whether or not we can appeal to get our mock grade just for one subject, or if you appeal then all of them have to be changed? I actually don't know. I assume you can just appeal for one subject, because I think to appeal for all of them would just create more work for them. And if you're just happy with two and you want one change, you know, what's the point of appealing the others? So I believe you just appeal for the ones that you're not happy with. To me, that would make more sense. I think some universities were like, oh, if you're appealing for one, you have to sit, and if you decide to sit the exams, you have to do them all, whatever. Sorry for any background noise. But no, I think you should just be able to appeal for that one grade or two grades, whatever it is that you're not happy with. I don't think you have to appeal for every single subject. I really feel like I know nothing about the degree I'm going to do. Do I even like animals? Really re-evaluating life. Honestly, when you get to university, if you sit there in the first few weeks and you think, this ain't for me, you can easily change degrees. I say easily, I mean, obviously it might not be possible, but there's a lot of flexibility, and it's all about you know, finding out, is this actually right for me? And I don't think you should stick with a course for 3 years paying £9 each year or whatever if it's not right for you. So, you know, get to uni, try it out, and then see. What do you think about Katie Hopkins saying social degrees are useless? I think that's a load of rubbish, what she says. I mean, don't like the woman for a start, don't listen to anything she says. But I think actually social sciences degrees and social degrees are so important in society. You know, without these kind of things, people wouldn't know how society functions, how people think. You know, a psychology degree, a sociology degree, criminology, social policy, all of that. Social policy is to do with the government. Like, how else would the country run? Psychology, obviously, you need that. So I think what she's saying is just a waste. I mean, people always moan about, oh, you're going to do a geography degree. A geography degree is the most recession-proof degree out there. So right now we've entered a recession, and if you're going to do geography, you're basically safe because of the skill set it comes with. It's same with doing A-level geography is also one of the most recession-proof A-levels. So I've got that to fall back on, and I think economics was as well, to be fair, because I knew my friend did both of them to cover himself. But yeah, I think what she's basically saying is just a load of rubbish, to be honest with you, Phoebe, because I don't think she knows what she's talking about. And if she's watching, hey, that she is, but you know what I mean. Can you tell I'm warm in here? I've got the window so wide open, but I can obviously hear everything. I've got a fan right next to me, but I can't have it on because it's so noisy. So I'm just working my way through this water now. How many of you are there? 43 people. I think this is the most people ever. Oh, someone's just left. Okay. I think this is the most amount of people I've actually had live on a stream. I think these streams obviously pick up a couple of views afterwards, but I quite like having more people here. So feel free to keep sending in things because, you know, I'm not in any rush to leave. What time is it? 5:30. So we've been here for half an hour. So, you know, if there's anything else you want me to discuss, because I quite enjoy this. I mean, not gonna lie. But yeah, if you're here because you're getting GCSE results next week, then I will be back here next Wednesday doing the exact same thing for you, but at least I've had experience with GCSE results day, so I can tell you what to do if you're not happy with something, if you're worried you're not going to get into college, all that kind of stuff, but you got to be chill about it as well. But yeah, what's everyone doing this evening? Obviously trying to keep calm, cool, collected. I mean, trying to keep cool in this weather is obviously not very easy at all. But yeah, I hope everyone's feeling alright about tomorrow. Or if you're a year 12 watching this, you know, hi. That's what you've got to look forward to next year, but hopefully you'll be able to sit an exam. 2 years ago, GCSEs, can you believe it? I know. Time really does fly. It really does fly. I can't believe, you know, 2 years ago I was stressed about getting GCSE results. And then looking back now, mean nothing, to be honest. Are you collecting your results? Have they been emailed? Mine have been emailed, yet we've been invited for a discussion with our HOI, and it's frustrating. No, like I said, mine have been online, and I think my tutor's going to be around all day anyway. I mean, he keeps emailing us, and all the teachers are available if you need to contact them urgently. Hannah says, if you could do another degree, what would it be, regardless of entry requirements and grades? I'd probably do a human geography degree, thinking about it. I initially thought I'd do a media degree, but I think from what I've actually learned, I always thought I'd quite like to do something in front of the behind the camera, but then filming my media course really put me off that. I enjoy editing, but I'd rather edit someone else's work. I mean, when I'm filming myself, I'm in control, right? But I find it so hard to tell other people what to do, because I wanted to be a director initially. But I actually think I would work better if someone gives me the footage and I edit it, because then I can see where it's going. I have that kind of vision afterwards, whereas things like storyboarding, that I just hate it. I can visualize it in my head and then I can't get it out, if that makes sense. Whereas, you know, if I'm writing something, I can easily do that. So I think a human geography degree I would do, because I loved human geography so much. It was one of the best things. I did think about a sociology degree, but a lot of the stuff in the degree was going to be covered in my A-levels already. So, I mean, I did finish the A-level course, so I just felt like that would be another repeat. Literally the first year would have been my A-levels, and, you know, that just didn't seem like a much point. Can you predict your grades for tomorrow? Also, can't wait for the stream next week. Fingers crossed we're getting 3 A stars, and I'd like at least an A in the EPQ. I don't really know what people generally get in that. I mean, an A would be nice, A star would be nicer, but I don't really know how it all works. I mean, that's obviously been properly marked because we handed that in December, and I don't know. I think I actually need to check grade boundaries for that, you know, in the morning. Maybe I do have a grade boundary to check. But yeah, that's what I'm kind of hoping for. Did you ever consider a geography degree? Yeah, I did actually. I remember I wasn't even going to do geography A-level. I was going to do English Lit and then changed my mind because I ended up hating the GCSE. And I remember my geography teacher saying to me, oh, maybe you'll be one of those people who go and do a geography degree. And I mean, I was close to it. I really did think about it. But there was just a lot of places that didn't offer just a human geography degree. A lot of it was mixed, and I don't really want to go do 3 more years of physical geography. I mean, it's okay, but it's not my favourite. Surprisingly, I did, no, because we didn't, no, I did a paper, no, for GCSE I actually did better in my physical paper, and I think that was because I panicked so much about it that I revised so much for it, whereas the human one I just felt a bit more relaxed about. Obviously there was, I think the geography physical I got like a 9 in that paper, and the other one was literally 1 mark off a 9, but you know what I mean. Where was I going with this? But yeah, basically I did consider it, but ended up changing my mind. None of my teachers are available. We really do have to email inquiries if we want to appeal. Yeah, I think a lot of places can be like that. I think it obviously just depends on where you are. What I am anxious about is going back to my sixth form for the first time since March. I can feel that. I mean, I don't think I'll ever... no, I will go back to my college to drop my brother off for his induction day in a couple of weeks' time. I've been back to college once since I went back, must have been, what, June? End of June I went back to drop my textbooks in, but there was no staff in there. It was just the librarian. It was extremely weird just going back. Also, I drove there for the first time. I had never driven to college. I'd always just got either on the train or public transport or whatever, and this time I drove and I parked in the car park, which is for staff. I was like, I don't think I'm meant to park here anyway. And yeah, it was really weird just going in through the main entrance, which I never went in anyway, and then going into this main hall, which again I didn't really ever go in, leaving my textbooks and then wandering out, and the whole outside was just dead. I think I saw one person. And I don't think I will actually go back and step foot in there myself for a very long time. They obviously said they'd like to do some proper leaving thing, but who knows when that would ever happen. So yeah, I can understand why you're worried about going back to a place you've not been to for 6 months, pretty much. 5-6 months. But I hope it goes well. You know, I hope it's alright. Tips for making new friends in sixth form. I think you just have to put yourself out there. I remember when I walked in... No, wait. When I went into some of my lessons, they put a seating plan down just because that made things easier for the teachers. But I remember in geography, I just walked in, there was a girl sat by herself, so I just sat down, and then 2 other people came and sat on our table, and then the other guy actually dropped out of the course. But at least that was just a stepping stone. You just got to put yourself out there. Just chatting to people. I hardly knew anyone from my school who went to my college, and there was literally other people who had their whole school go there, so it was more difficult for me. But yeah, just put yourself out there. Sorry, my hay fever is really coming through now. We love geography, Sophia. Yeah, we do love geography. I loved GCSE geography, I loved A-level geography. A-level geography was probably my most entertaining lessons. A lot of fun, amazing trips. If I can say, if you're thinking about doing geography, do it for the trips, because you get, what, I think you have to do 3 or 4, because I did the coast, then we went to a town, then we went into a city, then we went to London. And yes, you have to do 4, and then the other one's like optional, which was when I went to Slovenia and Croatia. So I actually told people when they came around to do geography, and I sold them with that, and obviously they didn't get to go this year to Croatia, which is a shame. Hannah says, what jobs have you wanted to do growing up? Wow, I think teacher was always on the cards. Never knew what I would teach, but I wanted to be a secondary school teacher. Never, yeah, like I said, never knew what subject I'd actually teach. Like I said, I'd like to work in the media industry. I thought about directing or something like that. I think presenting I'd be alright at. I think because I'm so used to like just talking to a camera like this, that would be alright. Obviously detective, that was kind of on the cards. Social worker at one point. I think always when I got put through, I don't know if you ever did it at school ever, but we were made to do these quizzes, which was like on some tomato website, that's what it was called, and it told you what job you should be in. Mine every single time came up with counsellor or therapist, so maybe that's where I'm meant to be. Maybe that's why I go down that path afterwards. But who knows, I don't know how you get there, but I just do like talking to people and helping people out. So yeah, that's kind of jobs. I wish I was doing A-level sociology of English language, but I've really bought the textbook. Honestly, just change, because if you're having regrets now, you're going to hate the next 2 years. And if you hate your subject, there's no point doing it, because you're not going to do well at it either. And if you've bought the textbook, you can easily just sell that or get a return if you can, but sell it, or sell it to your college, whatever, they'll take it. Because I was doing English literature and I started doing the summer work. I did buy the books for it, and I managed to sell them actually online, and I'm so glad I didn't, because A, most people I spoke to hated it, but also B, I loved geography. So fast tomato, that was it. I agree, I've been to some lovely places because of A-level geography: New York, Italy, London, and a few coast trips to Norfolk and Suffolk. Wow, Emily, that sounds amazing. I'd love to do that. I think my college initially, they did go to New York for a trip for, I think it was combined for like media and geography, and I thought, this is perfect, and they didn't do that, and they did a combined trip for media and sociology. First year was to Berlin maybe, and second year was to Poland, which obviously got cancelled now, but I never went on both because I went to Croatia. Yes, teaching, that's the degree I've applied for. I'm hoping to be doing primary education. I've always wanted to be a primary teacher. Don't think I could do secondary though. Yeah, my friend, he's doing primary education already at university and he really enjoys it. But yeah, I just think, I mean, obviously you would be then perfect for primary school. But for me, I just don't think I'd have, not the patience, but I find it, say like maths, right? If I knew how to do something, I could do it, but then trying to explain it to someone else, that's where I was like, right, this is where it gets a bit more complicated, because I've got my method and I just do it. So yeah, I'm getting my results but not seeing anyone or going to college tomorrow due to the travel circumstances. Evie, that's a real shame. I think try and do something virtually, try and chat to people online or something, because you know, then you can all celebrate together. How are you celebrating? So like I said, I think me and my friend and a lot of people from college going out in the evenings down to the seafront. I'm just gonna have a real chilled out evening together, as it'll probably be like, I don't want to say one of the last times because we've still got quite a few weeks, probably like 3 or 4 weeks till we go to uni, but you know, that'll be a time where everyone is together, like a lot of people are together. I'm probably going to end this at 6 o'clock because I like to keep these episodes quite short. So yeah, if you've got any questions or anything you want to talk about for the last 15 minutes, send them in now basically. I've heard Nando's isn't giving out free chicken. 2020 is really in shambles. Yeah, I had that. I went on their website because the initial plan was to go to college and then we'd go to Nando's and then go out in the evening. College obviously cancelled their stuff, and Nando's have said they're postponing it till later on in the year, just because of everything. And I think that's fair enough. Also, they probably looked at it and they're doing Eat Out to help out 3 days of the week, and then they'd be giving out free chicken for 2 Thursdays, so it just wouldn't work out. But we will wait. Let's fingers crossed they stick to their word and actually give us free chicken at some point in the year. Can't believe how many people actually here tonight. I mean, this is great. I've really enjoyed this. How did people get sent those things from UCAS? Did you have to apply for them or was it random? So yeah, today I actually got sent a Voxy SIM card, so it's got like 45 gig of data on, but unfortunately I can't use it because then I can't have my normal Vodafone SIM card in. But basically, when you applied, it would have asked if you wanted to receive marketing information, and I still think you can go back and change it now, because the boys then got sent razors a couple of weeks ago, girls got sent sanitary products. But basically, if you're signed up for marketing emails and things like that, then you get sent all this stuff. So I really recommend it. They send you discount codes for things. They send you competitions to enter. I've filled out many surveys to try and win a £20 Amazon voucher. But yeah, I think you just need to sign up for their marketing on UCAS, and I think it's worth it. I don't know if we're going to get any more free stuff, but I'm always here for a freebie, to be honest with you. How was your trip to meet Laura and Rhiannon? I had a lovely time. It was extremely hot. We wanted to go on the pedals in Hyde Park, but yeah, that was just too hot. And then Laura and our friend Emily left, and then me and Rhiannon had a nice wander down to the Thames and sat in Starbucks and got these matching cups. These are like £1, by the way, so I really recommend. But yeah, I had a really nice time. What A-levels did you do? I probably should have addressed this actually. I did media studies, sociology, geography, and then an EPQ. So tomorrow I should be coming up with 3 A-levels and half an A-level for the EPQ. So fingers crossed. really should have taken a hay fever tablet, or I bought this eye gel from the Body Shop that you put under your eyes. It works so well. I really wish I put that on now, because I just feel like this whole time I've been a bit snotty, so sorry. Also, I washed my hair last night, and then I had a shower in this morning, and this is how my hair has naturally dried. Like, it's just weird how a couple of pieces are wavy and the rest of it's just straight. It's a bit of a mess, so we're just excusing that. It's extremely hot in this room. But yeah, let me know what you're hoping to get tomorrow, what subjects you're doing, where you're going to uni, if you want to share what you're going to study. I'm so interested. I absolutely love scrolling on Twitter and just speaking to random people and seeing what they're up to, what they're going to get, what they're going to study. It really, really interests me. Oh, hi Ben. Is that you, Tiger Master? Tiger Master? That will make more sense. That makes a lot of sense now. Yes, it does work. A-Level 21 strike is trending on Twitter. What are they going to do? Not turn up to the exams? I actually think if you've got the opportunity to sit the exam next year, go for it. Like, I know you've had such a disruptive year. Personally, I actually work better at home. I think sometimes you can teach yourself things a lot better, but I understand that's not for everyone. But I think, you know, they've just got to go for the exams. They're going to be a lot more understanding next year. I think subjects have obviously cut out content and everything like that. But I just can't believe that's trending already. Like, at least trend it next year, you know. I'm doing geography when I start sixth form in September. What did you get for it in GCSEs? I got an 8 in GCSE. I really wanted a 9, and I was like 3 marks off a 9, and I was like, I just can't be bothered to pay to have this remarked. It's geography, but you know. Oh, hi Ben. I'm going to Canterbury University. That sounds lovely, Hannah. I don't know if you've already answered this, but do you think you'll appeal for your mock results if you get lower than them tomorrow? Yeah, if I get lower than my mock results, which were A stars, I will be appealing, just because they've got that evidence. Especially sociology. If I don't get an A star on sociology, I'll be very annoyed, because that's all my mocks have been A stars. Geography, I think it's been 2 A stars and an A, so fair enough. Media's been an A star and an A. The thing is, we obviously didn't get to finish. We finished all the content, but we didn't get to all the exams, so fingers crossed. But yeah, I will appeal if I'm not happy and use the mock results, but I don't really want to sit an exam. Don't know if you've made a video on it, but for sixth form, how do you organise your folders? I'm planning on having a day folder and then I'm doing some separate subjects for revision. Yes, I have a day folder with some dividers in, and then I say 3. Bring lever arch files, 1 for each subject. I think for sociology I had 3 lever arch files and maybe a smaller folder because I had so much. For geography I had 2 lever arch files, and for media I had 2 lever arch files as well. So you will end up buying more, but that's a good idea. I'm about to get my GCSE results. Good luck with your A-Level results. Thank you very much, Isabel. Good luck for your GCSEs as well. Hoping to get into Lincoln. Unfortunately, I don't think I'm going to pass geography because I struggled and my teacher hated me and I got used in geography. Emily, do not worry. You've got opportunities here tomorrow. You've got options tomorrow to kind of sort that out. If anyone here tomorrow is stuck and they need advice or they want to chat about it, my DMs are open. Whether that's on Instagram or Twitter. Both are in the description box of this video, I believe. Let me check that. Yes, so if you want to have a chat tomorrow, tweet me, DM me, whatever. I'm around, to be honest with you. Can better welcome me with open arms. If not, my tutor's getting a right hook. Okay, Nina, violence is not the answer, but no, that's totally understandable. I did year 12 twice, so instead of going to university in September, I'm going to year 13. To be honest though, then you get a really, really good opportunity next year to sit your exams and get the grades you want, and you know, I think it's going to work out in your favour in the end doing that actually. I think there's probably a lot of people, I know there was a few people who, redid year 12 and they were in year 13 this year and they were kind of annoyed that they'd redone that whole year and now they didn't actually get to sit the exams, but it is what it is. Okay, we've got 10 more minutes if you want to send anything through, really. Can't believe we've been going for nearly an hour. Well, 54 minutes we've been on here. I've lost a few of you, I don't blame you. It's been a long time. I wasn't expecting to stay on this long. I thought, oh, maybe we'll do half an hour, but then I just really enjoyed this. Just checking I haven't missed anything that anyone's sent through. Don't think so. Oh, Becky says, I'm hoping to go to Bristol too. Hope tomorrow goes well for you. Thank you, Becky. I hope it goes well for you too. And maybe I'll see you there, well, hopefully. Thank you very much, Isra. Fingers crossed for the results tomorrow. Good luck for year 13 when you begin in September. Hopefully schools will be back in September. I hope so for your sakes anyway. Schools and colleges just have a bit of normality back. How many of you are there still? 40. That's still pretty good going. I think like when I last streamed, there was probably about 10 people here. So I'm pretty impressed this week how many of you are here. So thank you very much for your support. Good luck with your results tomorrow. I hope you get what you want. Thank you very much, Hannah. Thank you. Means a lot. Good luck, everyone, for tomorrow. Maybe I'll just end this now. I feel like we've answered everything. I feel like I've talked for absolute ages. Oh, hang on. Message coming in. Annie says, what do you do to calm your nerves the night before results? So I'm going to have dinner probably within the next hour. I'm just going to chill out, watch some TV, watch some YouTube, Netflix, that kind of stuff. I think you just got to treat it as a normal evening. Yeah, treat it as a normal evening. And then tomorrow, I've got to sort out the fact that I put in for holiday on Friday and it's been declined. So I've got to try and figure that out as well. So yeah. Got me a face mask. That's a good idea. Have a nice pamper evening. I mean, it's extremely hot, but, you know, treat yourself. I really can't take my mind off tomorrow. The stress is killing me. I've worked my head off for the past 2 years. I hope everyone is satisfied. That's totally understandable. The fact some people won't get into their firm uni because they did badly, but because the government, not because they did badly, but because the government expects them to do, doesn't sit right with me. That's very, very true. Do you feel more nervous than you did for GCSE results? I don't actually. I think because I didn't sit these exams. I think that's what it is. If we had sat these exams, I'd be a completely different state. I would be stressed to the max. I would be freaking out. But because I know there's nothing I could have done. Like, if you told me back in December, oh, we'll end up using your mock results or whatever, then yeah. Right now, I just like put 110% effort in. Had no clue. So I feel all right. I think tomorrow morning will be a whole different story, to be honest with you. But right now I feel okay. And like I said, I think it's because I didn't sit the exams and yeah, it's just not up to me. It's not my doing as such, it's a teacher's. So fingers crossed. Hi Sophia, good luck with your results tomorrow. You'll do well. Please don't worry. Thank you very much. Get a better understanding of how you think you've done when you do your exams. You actually do. I think that's very true. Once you've sat an exam, you can come out and go, oh, okay, I feel all right with that. I also loved going onto the student room and looking at unofficial mark schemes, although that was extremely a bad idea at the time. It was good because I could see, especially with something like maths, I was like, oh, good, I did that. But yeah, right now, obviously got no clue. I haven't done an exam or anything, so that's probably why I'm not overly stressed. And also because my uni offers quite low. I think if I needed, like, say 3A stars to get into uni, then I would be very stressed. Okay, so I'm going to wrap this up here as I think I've answered everything and there are questions coming through that I've already answered. So if you've literally just joined or something, or you've got a question, feel free to just watch this whole stream back afterwards to do that, because I've answered literally everything that's coming through now already. So yeah, feel free to watch this live stream back, leave that thumbs up. But thank you all very much for joining. I hope you did enjoy. I will be back here next week discussing GCSE results day. So if you are here for A-level results day, feel free to come back next week and we can hopefully give everyone who's waiting for their GCSEs some advice together. So yeah, next week's going to be all about GCSEs, GCSE results, everything like that. So I'll see you all then. But like I said, thank you very much for joining. Leave it a thumbs up and let me know how it all goes tomorrow. Bye!